played a lot of venues before with AAU basketball. I mean, talk about it would be your first time at Rupp.
Sorry?
It would be your first time at Rupp Arena.
Oh yes, sir. You know, I'm just looking forward. You know, to just get in practice, just work hard. I just look, you know, forward to play Kentucky because you know we failed close a couple of times in the past. So you know, I'm just looking for me as a player, to play in that arena.
Coach Ray was talking a little bit about how these Mizzou and Vanderbilt games, these teams are looking at you more. They're trying to pack it in and just frustrate you a little bit. He says there's some things you need to do where you position yourself to where you don't have to dribble the basket, you just go up and shoot. What are you working on in practice? Do you know what you have to correct? Do you feel like you get it correct?
When he talked to me, he was talking about being a low post presence, enough where I just need angles just to score, so I won't have to dribble and stuff. I just score and use big strong body, just to finish over the top. And, we just been in practice, working with Coach Brooks and Coach Hollander, big man coaches, just to figure out ways how I can maneuver my feet around the basket and, just create opportunities for me.
How frustrating is that sometimes you go against these teams that are focusing so much on you?
I mean, it's difficult, but, you have to get your feet wet first. Then you kind of, figure out the tricks and trades because Missouri and Vanderbilt, their scouting report, was excellent on point when it came down to, low post position. Because I think it was Moats. He stayed in front of me pretty well, and, I just had to, just create stuff around it.
Is it still at the point where you're out there, you're having to think maybe too much, you're still trying to get to the point where you don't have to think, you can more react?
Yes, sir. Sooner or later I get to that point, where it becomes second nature to me. So, I'm just keep working, we just keep figuring out ways.
You almost seem more.
Go ahead, Paul.
You almost seem more comfortable on the floor as a freshman in SEC than I saw you sometimes last year as a senior in high school. Have you been kind of surprised with your progress this quick?
Yes, sir. My weight, has dropped down. I'm able to, move more. High school, it was just, just come and play. But now since it's college, you have to focus and, you have to eat right, keep your weight right. And I think I'm just just feeling better about myself, just a high motivation level about myself, high confidence.
As silly as it sounds, Gavin, have you had to go back to high school with teams focusing so much on you? I remember your senior year at Starkville High, they'd have a guy in front, a guy in back, and they weren't going to let you get post touch. Is that kind of how you've had to? You already had experience with this, is my point.
Yes, sir. I've been, talking with Coach Carter, and, he said it was some of the same stuff that we seen in high school. So, when I go work out with him sometimes, we work on stuff like that, when they double team and sometimes even triple team.
What's the conversation like between you and Craig and Fred being three freshmen in this league having to carry a lot of responsibility in your first year? What do y'all kind of talk about off the court about that situation?
Well, we just try to keep each other up. There's hardly any moments where we're down on each other, even though there are some moments, who doesn't have those moments. But, most of our moments are spent, helping each other figure out, if I see Fred or Craig doing something wrong, I pinpoint it out to them that, hey, we just need to step up, motivate each other instead of down each other.
Is it almost drawing y'all closer, do you think, being in this situation together? That goes for you too, Fred, as far as, I was asking Gavin, three freshmen having so much responsibility this year. What do y'all kind of talk about having that responsibility?
It's a big responsibility because we all this is our first year playing major college basketball. So things we can do to help each other, motivate each other, compete against each other, just work hard every day.
Do you guys ever sit back? I know you guys are focusing on this year, but think about what it's going to be like next year. You guys have a full roster.
Yeah, it's just going to be more competition, more chances for us to get better as a team. Because when the freshmen come in, we'll be able to work with them. We'll have more bodies. We'll be able to endure longer, and just compete more.
What's it like to have Kobe out there now practicing with y'all?
It's more bodies, so it's better for us, and he's learning. It's a learning process for him as it was for us when we first started. So I think you get the hang of it. And he provides, another point guard, to be able to handle the ball.
For both of you guys, Rick said that, you know, when the offense doesn't come early, y'all tend to maybe just lose the energy on defense. Is that something that you have to fight every game?
Well, yeah, cause like we struggle sometimes offensively because like we be like waiting on each other like to score, but like everybody like got the right to score the ball. So like defensively, like we just like we kind of like you lose kind of like lose it on defense like when like we can't get no offense on.
There's positives in everything. So what positives you think, and I'll ask each of you this, are you going to take from this season and carry forward to next year? Even though it's been a bad season record-wise, there's got to be some positives both of you are seeing.
Well, like one positive, like we can like learn from losing. We can really learn from losing and like prepare for next year, and like we know like how we lost all our games, so we can manage today.
Even though it's been like a rocky road, you know, we just use this as a motivational factor. You know, just take it one day at a time. You know, just look back on these games. So next year, when we play them, we know what we have to do in order to be able to become victorious.
Has it made you mentally tougher?
Yes, sir. I mean, it taught me personally how to be, you know, just be patient. You know, not to just rush everything, just rush everything like high school. You know, everything was just, you know, just rushed and, you know, just get up by 20 points. But now, since you're playing against people that look eye to eye with you, I mean, you have to be patient. You have to just wait, you know, on your time, you know, to be able to create opportunities for yourself and for your teammates.
What about you, mentally tougher? Has it made you mentally tougher?
Yeah, it really has, cause like I can't like stand losing. Like, it really gets to me. So like, and I can like coming into next year, like I want to like do anything I can do like to help my team win. But it has made me mentally tough.
Coach Ray talked about getting Jacoby back. He was able to do the Kansas City drill for the first time. What was that like?
I mean, when I seen him, it seemed like, you know, he had a little shakes in him, you know, it was a little rocky. But I mean, as it progresses, you know, he's still, you know, favoring the knee a little bit, but it's coming along fine.
I mean, what was that like for y'all to be able to do that drill for the first time, to have 9 players in practice?
Well, yeah, it felt kind of good, because like everybody be tired and like trying to manage our body, so it was like good to see them in there.
And it was like a positive for me, because as him being a quick guard, it helped me out to, you know, how to move my feet when dealing with the quick guard, you know, trying to guard him. So I mean, it was a positive for me also.
What difference is that going to make next year if you got a full roster of scholarship guys, walk-ons, going from 8 people to, you know, maybe 14 or 15 in practice?
Honestly, I mean, it will make a difference, but you know, when it comes down to it relatively won't, because, you know, we still have to compete. I mean, we can have, you know, 25 people on the team, but if we don't play, you know, how we were supposed to play and represent the name that's on our jersey, I mean, it still won't mean a thing. So, I mean, we still got to compete. And, you know, even though it is more bodies than we'll be able to endure, you know, 40 minutes throughout the game, you know, we just still have to compete each and every game.
I know all-season workouts are always important no matter the year, but you guys are basically adding a new team, half a new team next year with Jacoby, Dre coming back, and the signees coming in, and Wendell coming back. How important are those pickup games going to be next summer, just learning your new teammates?
Yeah, it's going to be somewhat like, you know, this year, you know, you're going to see, you know, what role is everybody, you know, what role category is everybody in. So, you know, oh, he's a dribble drive, he can shoot, you know, so it won't seem like that we're creating chemistry, but it will, because even though we're not practicing with each other, but we are creating team chemistry by knowing what each other, you know, knowing what each other can do.
I'm not sure how to ask this question. You're not your typical freshman. You know, when you were in high school, you were a freshman, you probably played a few minutes. You almost look like 2 veterans up there now. Do y'all feel like you're veterans? You feel, I see an air of confidence. Just talking to us, there's an air of confidence with both of y'all. You're looking me directly in the eye. Do you feel that now, like you're already ready to be the leaders, even though you're just going to be sophomores next year?
Yeah, kind of. Like, I feel like good leader to this team, like far as being a freshman. With Gavin too, and Craig Sword also. I think like we learning how to be great leaders.
Yeah, I'm just grateful, just to be playing the minutes that I am playing. Because, if it was any other, I'd be on the bench, starting behind somebody. I'm just grateful, just to be, just to have Coach Ray as my coach, so we can start these, numerous amount of minutes. So, and as far as leadership, I mean, that's going to come, with, playing and, getting adjusted to the SEC.
Yeah, I know you're a historical guy. You mentioned some of the recent games, MSU, Kentucky. There's been a lot of fun ones the last, really, as long as you've been playing basketball, the last 6, 7 years. Do you remember watching any of those? Maybe you were even here for a couple of them?
Yes, sir. When I was playing at Starville High, we got finished with the game, and I was able to catch the last few minutes when we played the home game against the Marcus Cousins, and also against
John Wall.
Yeah, John Wall and Michael Gilchrist and all of those. So I was able, and it was electrifying. I mean, I was like, this is where I need to be, because even though we suffered losses, but still, I mean, this is where I need to be. They put up a good fight. I mean, it was just a dog fight all in all.
I know it's a lot of different players and different pieces, but you guys still feel a little bit, because it was a little bit of a rivalry there. I don't know if you guys still feel that way.
It really was, how the crowd was and how the intensity of the game was. So it really was like that.
For the both.
Last question.
For the both of you, I mean, you guys are freshmen. You guys have suffered through this losing. Has there ever been a moment where you're like, God, I want to be here, or is there just, do you guys still feel good about the decision you made to be in this state to turn this around?
Yeah, I do. We do. We should. And like I said, we can also learn from losing and become winners. And that's what we plan on doing next year.
All right, thanks, guys.